Okay, I forgot. There's more review that we have to do. Darn it. That's okay though. Review day 2. Yeah. All right. It's just Byzantine Empire stuff. Easy. No big deal. Okay. If you remember, sorry guys. Again, the Eastern Roman Empire. That's this over here. Yeah. In the medieval period, people start going, why are we calling ourselves the Eastern Roman Empire? Rome is over here. And Rome fell. Rome is no more over here. They start calling themselves the Byzantine Empire because, whoa, here we go. Do you remember last year we talked about this city right here, Constantinople? Constantinople was originally named just kidding, was originally named Byzantium. Oh, we also just talked about this in the Rome unit. Constantine decides to, okay, the Roman Empire is too big. We need to, and so he sets up this other city, Constantinople. It literally means Constantine's city. It's okay. Okay. Bye, Deshaun. Anyway, it literally means Constantine's city. He sets this up as like the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, so it was Byzantium, then it was turned into Constantinople. And then, if you remember, once the Muslims come in and take it in the 1400s, they're like, no, new name. New name is Istanbul. Now, even though the city is called Constantinople at this point, the people in the Eastern Roman Empire are like, dude, let's like, I don't know, honor our history. Because it used to be the city of Byzantium, let's call it the Byzantine Empire. So, this over here, the Byzantine Empire, is considered the civilized part of Europe at this point. Now, y'all know me. I'm a medievalist. You know that medieval Europe is my heart. You know that I don't like the whole, this is the Dark Ages. Nothing is happening in Europe. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. There is culture over there in the West. There is some education over there in the West. There is art. It's messed up art, but you know, we love medieval art. It's a mess. There is culture. There is civilization. It's just different. But the Byzantine Empire is seen as much more, I don't know, they're clean. They're more educated. They're more, I mean, they're just nicer. Okay. I was just thinking about something. Okay, so Byzantine Empire. If you remember, the Byzantine Empire, I don't know what's happening in the hall, decides to split from the Catholic Church. Oh my gosh, the world's about to end. It's called I can't make it move. It's called the Great Schism. You remember this, yeah? A schism is a divide, a separation. Like a gulf between, a chasm between something, okay? The Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, is like, we don't listen to the Pope. The Pope isn't even in our empire. He's over there in the West, in the city of Rome, which is not Byzantium. So they're like, we don't like the fact that the Pope tries to have control over the emperor. So bye. They're still Christian. Okay. They're still Christian. Here, I'm going to move my head up here. It's just a new church now. You don't really have a choice unless you're in this area over here. If you're over here in Western Europe, you're Roman Catholic. If you're over here in Eastern Europe, you're Eastern Orthodox, or you'll hear people say Greek Orthodox because Greece is down here. Okay. But you're Eastern Orthodox over here, or you're Roman Catholic over here. Now, again, you do see a little bit of both here. You do see where Christianity is mixing with Islam here. Okay. But for the most part, two different churches. What's the difference? A lot. It is still Christianity. They are still worshiping God through Jesus. They are still reading the Bible, the whole 9 yards. But we do have some differences. Let me make my head smaller so you can see all of this. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave my head where it is and I'll move it. There we go. We'll talk about the Roman Catholic Church first. In the Roman Catholic Church, okay, the Pope is in charge. The Pope is the final say of everything. He's in charge of kings. He's in charge of everything. Kings had to ask the Pope to go to war. Kings had to get a marriage okayed by the Pope. Kings had to talk to the Pope. They couldn't just do whatever they wanted. Emperors too. So the Pope is at the top of the Roman Catholic Church. In the Catholic Church, they're speaking Latin, the language of old Rome, which I know sounds weird. Like, these are Germanic peoples. I know. But Latin was seen as the language of the educated. Okay, that's how people learned how to read. That's how the priests would give their sermons, everything. Do most people even understand it? No. So most people were sitting in church services that they had no idea what the priest was saying. No idea. It's kind of a problem. But we'll talk about that more later. Then you have the center of the Roman Catholic Church, the city of Rome. Now, if we contrast that with the Eastern Orthodox Church, again, they still believe the same basic things for the most part about Jesus and all that stuff. There are some differences, but these are the big things. They don't have a pope in their church. They have what's called a patriarch, which still means father of the church. But here's the huge difference. The patriarch is not above the Byzantine emperor. In fact, the Byzantine emperor appoints the patriarch. It's not the other way around. The Byzantine emperor appoints the patriarch. That right there puts power above the patriarch. So if you looked at their feudal structure, if you were to go back and look at this picture right here and look at the Byzantine feudal structure, you would have emperor up here. You would have pope down here. Oh, not pope, I'm sorry, patriarch down here. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same, but they just flip-flop these positions, okay? All right, back to this slide right here. So let me move this. Okay, so the patriarch, he's under the emperor. Then you have, good morning, you have the language that they are speaking. In the Roman Catholic Church, they're doing all of their lessons in Latin, okay? In the Eastern Orthodox Church, everything is in Greek because, again, Greek was considered the educated language in the East. So again, if you're up here, okay, the Slavs, do they speak Greek? No way, dude. They don't speak Greek. But they are having to listen to like church sermons in Greek. Gross. But that's the way it is. All right. The other thing about it is the city. In the Roman Catholic Church, Rome is the seat of the church. It's it's not a holy city. That's not true. It's Jerusalem, but still, it's the city where the church is centered. Okay. In the Eastern Orthodox, Constantinople. It's probably no surprise. Constantinople is like the seat of the Byzantine church. Okay. Now, right after they split, look at the date, 1054. They split from the Catholic Church. They're like, we don't want to be part of you. And then, oh my gosh, they have problems. They have problems because, remember, the Ottoman Empire has been moving in. The Ottoman Empire has been taking over land. And look how close the Ottoman Empire is. All of this orange is Ottoman. The purple, that's Byzantine. Look what the Byzantine Empire has lost over the years. They've lost all of this down here, and they've lost all of this to the Ottomans. Whew. So look how close they are to the city of Constantinople. Look how close they are to taking over Jerusalem. Not good. That's the holy city for Christians and Jews. But you know what? It's also the holy city for Muslims. All three of those religions share Jerusalem as holy cities. Why can't they just share? Man, I don't know. That's like the big question throughout history. Why can't we just share? I don't know. We can't. We can't. We can't. We're humans. We can't. So the Byzantine Empire asked for help in the 1090s. They just split. I can't move my. There we go. They just split from the Catholic Church in the 1050s. And then in the 1090s, 40 years later, they're asking for Roman Catholic help. And at first, the Roman Catholic Church, the people in the West are like, no, you deserve this because you split from the church. But eventually, the Pope at the time, his name is Pope Urban. Uh-oh, what happened? There we go. His name is Pope Urban II. He's like, you know what? We do need to help. Because if the Ottomans keep like taking over all of this, and if they take over this, and if they start moving in, they're going to start taking over our land too. We do need to help. So we have the Crusades. I don't know if there's another slide. I didn't think there was. Basically, Pope Urban II. Hey, I don't mind if y'all talk, but talk. Hey, I don't mind if y'all talk, but talk, because I am recording videos for AP Euro. But I don't mind if you talk. You're fine talking. Just talk. Okay, so anyway, what's it called? Urban II. But you don't have to whisper. You don't have to whisper though. Okay, so anyway, Pope Urban II, he's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. People who go over from the West into the Byzantine Empire to help fight the Crusades, you get forgiveness for all your sins. All of a sudden, all these people over here who are like, you mean I can get forgiven for this and this and this and this and this? Guys, Christianity already says that if you believe through Jesus, you do get forgiven. But Pope Urban says you'll go straight to heaven. Lovely, let's go fight. So tons of men from the West go to fight. Now, in the First Crusade, do you remember how many did the Christians win? You should already be answering that question in your head. AP Euro kids, you already had world. How many did they win? The First Crusade, the Christians win. Yay. They get Jerusalem back from the Ottoman Empire, and then they just leave. Well, the Ottoman Empire just takes it right back. Duh. You can't just take something and leave. They're like, all right, bye, Jerusalem. Deal with it. Take over your place again. You have to leave some kind of military presence there. Now, there were some people who were stayed. It's literally what I was just about to say. Who stayed. There were some groups, different groups of knights who stayed, of course, but not enough. So the Ottomans just come right back in and take it. And then we have the Second Crusade. We talked about that one. Henry Plantagenet, Eleanor, Louis VII. Yeah, they lost that one. The Christians lost. And then the Third Crusade. It's a famous one because it's Richard the Lionheart. Yeah, Philip from France. Yeah, they lose that one too. Then the Fourth Crusade. Yeah, they lose that one too. The Fifth Crusade. The Christians are losing every crusade except the First Crusade. Every crusade. Eventually, people start going, I'm not sure God's really telling us to go to war. But the popes are like, yes, God wants us to go to war. We'll win this time. People are going to start to lose a little bit of that faith that they had in the Pope being God's man on earth. People are going to start going, I don't think you're really talking to God. That matters. Remember, it matters for the Reformation. Now, one of the good things that comes out of the crusade is how much the Christians learn. I say Christians. I should say the Western Europeans, but Christians is fine. But how much they learn from the Muslims. They're going to go back home to the West with books from the East. They're going to go back home to the West with knowledge that they didn't have, with new technology that they didn't have, with new styles of weapons that they took from the Ottomans that they didn't have. And that is going to help boost a little bit of the education in in medieval Europe. That's going to help with the education a little bit. Okay. On the flip side, terrible consequence is the distrust, even still today, between Christians and Muslims. When you have like 10 wars fought between each other over and over and over and over and over again, you're not really going to trust each other. And that's what happens. And eventually, if you remember from World, the Muslims will come in and the Muslims will nail Constantinople, 1493. Is that the right date? I feel like that's right. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's right. It just doesn't feel right in my head. But they will nail Constantinople in the 1400s. Yeah. And then they're going to come in and take this all the way up to, where it is, Vienna. They take all this. You remember all the issues that the Ottomans had with Vlad Dracul-Tepes, Vlad the Impaler? We talked about it in World. They're going to get all the way up here. Ooh, that is scary to the Western Europeans. And that is all of that review. So next, new stuff, AP Euro kids. New stuff.